Welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on Hot Topics TV. Hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get into the content. A mistrial, they say. Well, I guess by now you know that the mistrial does not mean that YNW Melly is going to be out, walking free, not having to worry about this whole court case again anymore. Well, that's what a lot of his fans thought. And a lot of his fans are 18 and under, young people who are hoping for him to go free. A lot of them don't even care that the evidence is stacked up against him. I don't want to see the evidence. I don't give a damn about no evidence. Free that man. He didn't do it. Jamie Foxx did it. That's kind of like the sentiment among those. But what's really going to happen now? Is Bortland about to get tried before YNW Melly? Listen, that mistrial that had a lot of people celebrating, you might have been celebrating too early, my friend. I want you to look at it like this, right? YNW Bortlen cannot walk away from this situation. You heard me? Gunshot residue was found on YNW Bortlen. YNW Bortlen was the person who drove the bodies to the hospital. YNW Bortlen was also the person who concocted or delivered the concocted story that this was a drive-by. After forensics experts showed you that this was not a drive-by. This was staged. So his hands are all over this. Now, what does this mean? It means that YNW Bortlen could be looking at a life sentence. Are you down? Are you that down? Are you that thorough to stand up, 10 toes down, feet flat on the ground, and accept a life sentence? This is the rest of your life in prison we're talking about. Who wants to go to prison at 24 years old and be told that you got about 80 years in that joint? When keeping it real goes wrong. I don't think he's going to do it. I definitely think, and this is me thinking outside the box, I think when Bortland's time comes for trial, he is going to say, listen, let me tell y'all what really happened. You know, a lot of people is under the impression that he already snitched. Just for the simple fact that Melly's been locked up for all this time, going on 5 years, right? And YNW Bortlen has been sitting at home for quite some time now. Yeah, he can't go out. He can't do anything. He's on house arrest with a GPS ankle monitor on him, but he is not in a prison cell. He can wake up in the morning and have the exact kind of food he chooses to have today. Steak and eggs. He can have a fine, big booty, voluptuous, sexy sister come visit him at the house and spend some time with him. X-rated, if you know what I mean. You can't do all that in prison. He can wake up in the morning and his family will be sitting right in the living room saying, we love you and we don't want you to go anywhere and happy birthday to you. And he gets up and he goes to the table and he cuts the cake and all that. You can't do all that in prison. YNW Bortlen is feeling what being free really is right now. I want you to think about this, right? So before, you were free, naturally free. He wasn't thinking about what could happen if I lose my freedom. But after getting locked up for a little while, you miss your freedom. Everybody that's locked up has a dream of getting out, right? So Bortland experienced that. And then they let him out. And he got out. And then that dream came through. Everybody that's locked up, dream of freedom. He was locked up. He was dreaming of freedom. He got out. His dream came through. You think he wants to go back in prison again? Come on now, Bortland just went before the judge not too long ago while the YNW Melly trial was going on, and Bortland asked the judge, he said, "Judge, all I want to do is go to church." I mean, he want to go praise the Lord and go to work, earn some money, take care of myself and my family, pay these bills, and go to church and praise the Lord. I'm a good guy. The judge said, nope, none of that. Stay your ass right where you at. Bortland had that look on his face like, damn, if he won't even let me go to church and go to work, I already know. They planning on throwing me in there where Melly at too. Matter of fact, state prison. Melly is in jail. Now, when it comes time for Bortland to testify or for Bortland to go to trial, you got to remember something. Melly's lawyers already did a good job of throwing Bortland way up under the bus. So, Bortland is the only one that can tell a story that can save himself. He better not sit there on that chair and say, "I'm not taking the stand, Your Honor. I have nothing to say." Bortland better get up and speak to save himself. So, what does this mean? It means that when Bortland goes in for his trial, and it's funny how this happened, right? When Bortland goes in for his trial, Bortland's going to have to say something like this. When we left that night, we did not plan to kill these two guys, our two best friends and part of our YNW collective, our group. We did not plan to kill Sack Chaser and Juvie. Listen, when it happened, when the first shot went off, I ducked. That's how the gunpowder residue was on the back of me. Because I ducked. And when I ducked, because I thought I was about to get shot next. And when I ducked, the shooter was behind me. And you are right, it was Melly. And when I ducked, he shot the other one too. And then I was scared. I was so afraid for my life. I didn't know what to do next. So I just started rolling with the program to save me. Well, they're going to ask you, well, why couldn't you have ran to the police station later? Why couldn't you have told a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months later? Because they have people out here deep in these streets that will hurt my family and hurt me. I don't have the resources to move my family somewhere where they cannot be found, like witness protection. And you already know, snitches get stitches or found in ditches. I didn't want to be found in a ditch, and I didn't want to get no stitches, so I didn't tell. Bortland's going to have to come up with something, right? And you know what? The crazy part about this is he can't walk away. So it's sink or swim. This is not why this is in Bortland's case is not even like it's YNW Melly where his lawyers could inject some doubt by saying, "Oh, he got out of the car and he went into the red SUV and then they left." So we don't know where Bortland went with them two guys. He probably picked up somebody else who ended up doing the killings. The fact of the matter is, Bortland never left the car. From the studio to the situation happening to where they said that the murder scene was staged to the hospital, he's the only one that absolutely never left that car. We saw him on video get in the car. He was at the hospital with the car, and everything in between he was with the car. He cannot walk away. But are you going to do all them years by your damn self? Or are you going to tell the truth, take whatever little lick you get, and let this man handle his time for what he did? We'll see. So, what's about to get interesting now is this. How this all set up. YNW Melly was supposed to be tried first, before Bortland. I'm sure the prosecution was hoping that YNW Melly would have been found guilty. And then if he was found guilty, it would have made it even more easier to find Bortland guilty as well as an accomplice, as somebody that helped to premeditate this, put it together, executed the plan, carried it out, and was a part of the cover-up, which means he is just as guilty, and he would have gotten as much time, life in prison without the possibility of parole, even though he was not the trigger man. The trigger man would probably have gotten the death penalty because it was a double homicide. That's the reason why the death penalty was on the table for YNW Melly. Right. But that mistrial frigged everything up. The mistrial messed up everything. So here we go. That might have been a blessing in disguise. Now that the mistrial means that it's going to be about 9 months out before Melly starts a new trial, because that's all it means. For those of y'all who were celebrating, it just means that he gets a new trial, meaning a new set of 12 jurors will hear those same things, evidence, expert witness testimonies. A new jury will hear all that and get to weigh in on all that. But now YNW Bortlen's trial ends up before YNW Melly's trial. YNW Bortlen's going to have to save himself. Because at his trial, they're going to try to make it seem as if he's the one that did it all. Hoo-wee. He's the one that did it all. Now I'm thinking to myself, and I've seen people in my comment section saying, you a rat. You a snitch. I tell you what, you could call me anything you want to call me. You are not calling me a lifer in prison trying to be cool, or trying to be down, or trying to stay faithful to the homies. Nah, I'm not doing no life sentence for you. Not unless we plan that together. If we did not plan that together, I ain't taking that. You know what it's like being in prison for life? I heard a lot of stories about people who've been in prison 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. And that still wasn't their whole life sentence. Imagine them sentencing you to life without the possibility of parole at 24 years old. Oh, hell nah. I haven't even really beat the brakes off of a coochie really good yet. What the hell am I doing in here with all these men swinging dicks and testosterones? Nah, I'm good. I want to be on the outside. So let's get to talking. That's the only way. And now, guess what? With YNW Bortlen trying to save himself at his trial, giving up all that information and taking a deal, they will then use that information to fry Melly at his new trial. When his new trial is reintroduced, fresh jury, added new evidence, and it's gonna be a wrap. Listen, I'm still sticking to what I said before from the very beginning, that this is going to end with YNW Melly being found guilty. A lot of people are acting like they don't see the magnitude of what happened. Two young men. Matter of fact, they were like teenagers, barely out of teens. Two young men were viciously, gruesomely murdered in the company of friends. The family deserves justice. The state has a theory. Everybody else wants to know what the hell happened. I'm going to be honest with you, man. If these were my sons, if these were my brothers, my close family members, blood ties, cousins, I would want to know what the hell happened to them too. And the two people that are implicated in this, I'm sure as hell I wouldn't be out here screaming free none of them until somebody told me exactly what happened. Because they the only ones that actually can tell us what really happened. And that's the reason why none of them can walk away. Right? Alright. So I hope you understand that we don't have nothing against Melly. We just think all the evidence points to him, and things work in mysterious ways, or people say God work in mysterious ways. So A mistrial ain't nothing but a minor setback for a major comeback for that prosecution. Y'all can hold me to it. And I hope you come right back here. For those who say it ain't going to go down like that, hope you come right back here when all this is over with and the verdicts are read and people are doing their time. Somebody said, is he going to be free? Like out on bond while trial is pending? Maybe. YNW Melly might get out. He might be out on bond while he's fighting his case. But I highly doubt it. But if he is, then he is. End of the day, guilty verdict is on its way in that second trial. And Bortland is that smoking gun. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. And I'll catch you on the next video. It's Hot Topics TV. I'm out. Peace.